A lot of players are saying that the brand new DMR SL8 is kinda overpowered. In this video we will check that myth and want to look at that gun. Furthermore, we will compare it with the most picked DMR and then decide if it is really an overpowered gun. Thank you everybody for being here again. We want to talk about the SL8. It got released a few days ago, and before a little bit of a disclaimer, this video is based most likely on my opinions, but I want to give you some insights for that gun. If you look at the damage calculation at New State Mobile, it is a little bit complicated. We have base multipliers for your body, for your head and everything, as well as some weapon class multiplier. For example, the DMR will give you or will apply 235% of the base damage to your head without wearing a helmet, and only 105% to your chest. So headshots do count more. We all know that headshot a lot of more damage comparing it to a chest hit. If you want to do some more damage in the future, definitely hit that like button right now. If we look at the damage of the different DMRs, we can see a lot of 7.62mm guns with the most damage, and for sure SLR C1 leading it. If we then look at the first 5.56mm DMR, it is the SLR with the C2 customization, which is played by a few. We come back to that later on. The SL8 will be the first natural 5.56mm DMR with the highest damage with 54. So that is already 8 damage less than the SLR. But if you would only look at the damage, nobody would play the SL8, everybody would play the SLR and the other 7mm DMRs. But in the game we see a lot of SL8s getting played. This is only the base damage. Comparing to the shots you can apply in a second, we have quite some equal times, as the time between the shots is quite equal comparing the main DMRs. You already could see that the SL8 with the C1 customization is doing more damage. What is the effect of the C1 customization? It applies 4 more base damage from 50 to 54, the gunfire zone is reduced, and 5% vertical as well as horizontal recoil is added, and we lose the muzzle slot. But still this gun is pretty good to be used, as the base recoil is so low and even these 5% do not have that big impact. If you have a short look at the recent weapon meta, we can see SLR was the most picked DMR for a good reason. And if you look at the customization, the C1 customization with further damage was the most played customization of the SLR. So let's compare the SL8 to the SLR. Considering the level 3 helmet and level 3 vest, we can see level 3 helmet damage is 65.6 at the SLR, while it is only 57.1 at the SL8. But hey, a double headshot for both guns is still a dead enemy. Considering that you hit one headshot, one chest hit or upper chest hit, the SLR has a little bit of an advantage, as versus the Dyneema vest, you still can hit one headshot and a hit into the upper chest in the Dyneema vest, the enemy is dead with 2 shots, same as for 2 headshots. Looking at the normal vest, you need a little bit more than one upper chest and 1 headshot, as the damage is not 100 if you combine it together. But for the case the enemy is not full HP, you will still be able to eliminate the enemy with the SLR with 1 headshot and 1 upper chest hit. The SL8 is a little bit weaker with the damage, but on the other side we have that insane recoil, or that small recoil, which you can super easy control. With that low recoil, you have still a lot of damage to apply to the enemy, to the head, if you hit the headshot, and it is much easier to hit the head multiple times comparing it to the SLR. Without the helmet, the enemy will get 126.9 damage, 88.8 with a level 1 helmet, and 76.1 damage with a level 2 helmet, which is most of the circumstances the case. So considering the enemy has level 2 helmet, still 1 headshot, 1 body hit, chest hit, will eliminate the enemy. So that means this gun is a hell of a beast of a DMR, as this rule, which applies to most of the DMRs, applies to this gun as well. Considering now the low recoil, if you look at it, it is mind-blowing how often you can hit consecutive-wise a headshot. This gun is really heavy, and it will definitely make their way into a good position from the most picked DMRs. So my personal opinion is, it is not an OP gun, but it is a still insane good gun which you should definitely use and take in your standard weapon layout. If you now compare a new player, I can definitely recommend you to choose this gun, as it is super easy to control and you do still a lot of damage. For the pro players, we still will see the SLR getting picked, as the damage simply is higher and they can easier control this gun, so the outcome will be better comparing it to the SL8. For sure, a lot of the pro players are picking already SL8 because it is so easy to control, but if you're a real good player, we will still see the SLR C1 customization getting picked in-game, as you do so much damage and will kill the enemy pretty easy. So what are your thoughts on the SL8? Please let me know it down below in the comment section, and I hope that this guide helped you to choose your SL8 wisely.